According to the National Electrical Code, 12 volts DC halogen lights can be installed inside a wood cabinet with a door or recessed inside a wood cabinet if certain conditions are met. Firstly, let's consider installation inside a wood cabinet with a door. The door must be properly ventilated to allow for heat dissipation. The lights must be spaced at least 4 inches from combustible materials such as wood. The power supply must be located outside the cabinet. Secondly, let's discuss installation inside a wood cabinet recessed. The recessed area must be properly ventilated, for example, with louvers or vents. The lights must be spaced at least 1 inch from combustible materials. Non-combustible insulation material must be installed around the lights. The power supply must be located outside the cabinet. External mounting on the wood cabinet surface is also an option. This option is not required by the NEC but may be preferred for additional safety. The lights must be mounted at least 4 inches from combustible materials. The power supply must be located outside the cabinet. Additional requirements include the lights being approved for use in enclosed fixtures. The power supply must be sized appropriately for the load. The wiring must be rated for the temperature of the fixture. It is always advisable to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure proper installation and compliance with local codes. The ventilation requirements are crucial because halogen lights generate significant heat. Trapped heat can lead to premature bulb failure, damage to the cabinet, or even a fire hazard. Proper ventilation allows the heat to dissipate, maintaining a safe operating temperature. Spacing from combustible materials is equally important. The 4-inch spacing for surface-mounted lights and the 1-inch spacing for recessed lights are minimum distances to prevent the wood from overheating and potentially igniting. The use of non-combustible insulation around recessed lights provides an additional layer of protection. This insulation acts as a barrier, preventing heat transfer to the surrounding wood. The location of the power supply outside the cabinet is a critical safety measure. Power supplies can also generate heat and contain electrical components that could pose a risk if enclosed in a poorly ventilated space. Keeping the power supply separate ensures proper cooling and reduces the risk of electrical hazards. The approval of lights for use in enclosed fixtures is essential because not all lighting fixtures are designed to withstand the heat buildup that can occur in enclosed spaces. Approved fixtures are specifically designed and tested to operate safely under these conditions. Proper sizing of the power supply is crucial for ensuring that the lights operate correctly and safely. An undersized power supply may not provide enough power, leading to dimming or flickering lights. An oversized power supply can waste energy and potentially damage the lights. The wiring must be rated for the temperature of the fixture to prevent the wires from overheating and potentially causing a short circuit or fire. High-temperature wiring is designed to withstand the heat generated by the lights. The National Electrical Code is a comprehensive set of standards designed to ensure the safe installation and use of electrical systems. It is updated regularly to reflect the latest technological advancements and safety practices. Compliance with the NEC is essential for protecting people and property from electrical hazards. When working with electrical systems, it is always best to err on the side of caution. If unsure about any aspect of the installation, consult a qualified electrician. A qualified electrician has the knowledge, skills, and experience to ensure that the work is done safely and correctly. They can also help you navigate the complexities of the NEC and local electrical codes. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous if not done properly. Always turn off the power before working on any electrical circuit. Use the proper tools and equipment, and follow all safety precautions. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. Halogen lights are a popular choice for cabinet lighting because they provide bright, white light. However, they also generate a significant amount of heat, which is why it is so important to follow the NEC guidelines for installation. By taking the necessary precautions, you can safely enjoy the benefits of halogen lighting in your cabinets. In summary, The key considerations for installing 12 volts DC halogen lights in wood cabinets are proper ventilation, adequate spacing from combustible materials, the use of non-combustible insulation where applicable, locating the power supply outside the cabinet, using lights approved for enclosed fixtures, properly sizing the power supply, and using wiring rated for the temperature of the fixture. Following these guidelines will help to ensure a safe and reliable installation. Always consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns. The importance of consulting a qualified electrician cannot be overstated. Electrical codes and regulations can be complex and vary depending on the location. A qualified electrician is familiar with these codes and can ensure that the installation meets all applicable requirements. They can also identify potential hazards and recommend solutions to mitigate them. Furthermore, a qualified electrician can provide valuable advice on the best type of lighting and power supply for your specific application. They can help you choose energy-efficient options that will save you money on your electricity bill. They can also ensure that the lighting is properly installed and that it provides the desired level of illumination. When selecting an electrician, it is important to choose someone who is licensed and insured. A licensed electrician has met the requirements set by the state or local government and has demonstrated their knowledge and skills. Insurance protects you from liability in case of accidents or damage. It is also a good idea to check the electrician's references and read online reviews to get an idea of their reputation. Ask for a written estimate before hiring an electrician. The estimate should include a breakdown of the costs for labor, materials, and any other expenses. Be sure to ask about any potential additional costs that may arise during the installation. Finally, remember that safety should always be your top priority when working with electricity. If you are not comfortable performing the work yourself, hire a qualified electrician to do it for you. It is better to be safe than sorry. In addition to the NEC guidelines, there may be local electrical codes that apply to your installation. These codes may be more stringent than the NEC guidelines and may require additional safety measures. It is important to check with your local building department to determine what codes apply to your project. The NEC provides specific requirements for the wiring used to connect the lights to the power supply. The wiring must be sized appropriately for the load and must be protected from overcurrent. Overcurrent protection can be provided by a circuit breaker or fuse. The NEC also requires that the wiring be properly grounded. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the power source, which helps to protect against electrical shock. When installing wiring in a cabinet, it is important to protect it from damage. The wiring should be run through conduit or cable trays to prevent it from being exposed to sharp edges or other hazards. The wiring should also be secured to the cabinet to prevent it from moving around. If you are using halogen lights in a cabinet, you may want to consider using a dimmer switch. A dimmer switch allows you to adjust the brightness of the lights, which can help to save energy and extend the life of the bulbs. However, not all halogen lights are compatible with dimmer switches. Be sure to check the manufacturer's specifications before using a dimmer switch with halogen lights. Another option to consider is LED lighting. LED lights are more energy efficient than halogen lights and generate less heat. They also have a longer lifespan. LED lights are available in a variety of colors and styles, making them a versatile choice for cabinet lighting. When choosing LED lights for a cabinet, be sure to select lights that are designed for enclosed spaces. Some LED lights are not designed to operate in enclosed spaces and may overheat or fail prematurely. In addition to the lighting itself, it is also important to consider the design of the cabinet. The cabinet should be designed to provide adequate ventilation for the lights. Vents or louvers can be used to allow air to circulate around the lights. The cabinet should also be made of fire-resistant materials to prevent the spread of fire in case of an electrical malfunction. When installing lights in a cabinet, it is important to follow all safety precautions. Turn off the power to the circuit before working on any electrical wiring. Use the proper tools and equipment, and wear safety glasses to protect your eyes. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. By following these guidelines, you can safely and effectively install 12 volts DC halogen lights in wood cabinets. Remember to consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns. They can provide valuable advice and ensure that the installation meets all applicable codes and regulations. The information provided here is for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Electrical codes and regulations can vary depending on the location, and it is important to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the installation meets all applicable requirements.